Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to our channel and thanks for logging on. Today we're discussing the FP Journe Tourbillon Souveraine, 40mm in platinum. You can see and you can purchase this exquisite deadbeat seconds tourbillon on our website. Subscribe to this YouTube channel if you enjoy these videos, and please click on the card in the upper right hand corner of the screen at any time during this video to see our full sales listing for this watch, with accessories included in the sale, high resolution images for your desktop, and naturally complete pricing details for this Tourbillon Souveraine. Now, the watch is extraordinary in every respect. Part of the post-2004 world of FP Journe Tourbillon, the model you see here incorporates everything he learned from his first go-around, 1999 to 2003, with a few new aesthetic and mechanical refinements. Now, the watch features a platinum case, 40mm across, not inclusive of the crown. It's remarkably slim considering what's contained within the movement, only 10mm thick. The watch also features a generously domed bezel that easily slips underneath a tight dress sleeve or cuff. From lug to lug, a very manageable 48mm, though my wrist is 16 centimeters in circumference. You can see that you can wear it on a smaller wrist. I would say it could be worn on a wrist as small as 15 centimeters, maybe even 14.5 centimeters in circumference. A big reason for that is, though it is 48mm lug to lug, the lugs turn down very sharply and arc around the curvature of the wrist. So even if you're borderline for wearing this 40mm watch, the lugs drape around your wrist rather than flare awkwardly outward. It works with you. It meets you halfway. The strap features curved spring bars that naturally and nicely hug the flanks of the case, creating a very integrated aesthetic. You don't have a sense of real separation of case and lug and strap. It all blends together beautifully. The watch is a wonderful small rectangular scale, dark black alligator leather, monotone stitch, folded edges, on the underside, calfskin, very supple against the skin, with a platinum clasp, FP Journe branded to match the case. Surprisingly, platinum clasps and platinum buckles on platinum watches are no longer a given, even in the highest echelons of high horology. Journe does it right. While the case is all of high polish, it does not lack definition, as you'll note the knuckle between the case back and the case flank, just as the knuckle between the bezel and the case flank, features strong character lines that beautifully blend into the arc of the lugs. Nicely executed, it pales in comparison to the dial, which is where the true show is located. Now, you can see at 3 o'clock on the dial the extraordinary free-sprung filigree-style tourbillon cage. I will say this, FP Journe watches do have several different levels of finish depending on price point and complexity, and the highest grade of finish, where machines and mechanized finishing tools are essentially put aside, is reserved for the grand complications like the tourbillon. And you can see it on the fully rounded black polished tourbillon bridge. You can see it on the individual wire members of the filigree style tourbillon cage, as well as the supporting elements below, which are mirror polished in black polish or poly noir fashion. Of course, we have the FP Journe signature dial screws, once controversial, now universally lauded and often copied. This is another area where FP Journe has innovated. It hasn't just been in engineering, it has also been in the realm of aesthetics. Now, you'll note there is a deadbeat seconds at 6 o'clock, and the deadbeat seconds system is interesting because as the power reserve, you can see it's a linear scale at 12 o'clock, runs down, the deadbeat seconds starts to shift from the deadbeat that you see here to a conventional constant seconds sweep at 3 Hertz. And the reason for that is because the huge amount of energy required via the remontoire system to jump the seconds indication at 1 second intervals, the huge amount of power that's required simply can't be continuously provided as the watch runs down, so it automatically switches to a conventional constant second to prevent the loss of time in the lower, roughly 1/3 of the power reserve of the watch. And the power reserve is a smart 42-hour sweep at 12, but here's the quirky thing. Having just wound the watch, you'll note that the power reserve system works in reverse. I'm looking at the hours since I wound the watch. I wound it before the video, and so it indicates 0, which means full. There's a white gold bezel that encircles all of the dials and subdials, and it's beautifully polished. There's a hand guilloche on the hours and minutes subdial at 3 o'clock. The entire composition is beautiful, nuanced, and is guaranteed to keep you looking with the loop. Now, on the case back, You can see the remainder of the Journe 18 karat rose gold, manufacture movement 1403, manual wind 26 jewels. Journe boasts that it meets chronometer standards. He doesn't submit to the COSC. He rather flouts the Swiss convention that to put chronomet or chronometer on a movement is to submit to the COSC. He says, nope, that's okay. This is a chronometer standard watch. You can take my word for it or you can walk. Honestly, I'll take his word for it. Now, it's beautifully made, as you can see, with gorgeous linear Côte de Genève. There's beautiful grain dressage on the ratchet and crown wheels, and then there's black polish on the underside of the tourbillon bridge, as well as the cock for the remontoire system. It does have a constant force system feeding the escapement, so you have several things going on here. You have the remontoire constant force system, you have the deadbeat seconds arrangement, and then you have the 3 Hz filigree style free-sprung Breguet overcoil tourbillon. Again, this watch is horologically and artistically rich. You can make it part of your wrist on our website.